Guys, welcome to Knockers on the Bottom. I'm your host, J Mill. J Mill, if you like. So let's get into it. So, quite a few things to break down today for the Dallas Cowboys. I think we touched that they hired Brian Schottenheimer. We touched on that late last week on Friday, and then we had the sideshow. I'd wanted to use another S word, but it's YouTube. So we had a sideshow of a press conference of Jerry Jones introducing Schottenheimer. Just lots of BS, man. You got Jerry Jones, and he's always one that's always trying to sell us something. But at this point, he doesn't know that nobody's buying it anymore, right? It's been so long. If you're a person that's my age, which I'm not going to tell you guys, I'm not like 60 or anything, but still, if you're a person that's my age and, been a Cowboys fan for as long as I have, we're no longer buying the BS. And if you're a person that's, younger, your early to mid 20s, I mean, you've probably seen it for as long as you've been alive. The Cowboys have had some good teams over the years, but for the most part have pretty much been a load of crap. And it's interesting to hear Jerry and hear Steven, try to talk us into how, everything is going to be awesome and great and all the things that they've done. He always wants to go back to 1988, 1989. Oh, I made some sacrifices. I took some risks when I bought the Cowboys. Well, we don't give a shit. Oh, see? There it goes. It only took a little while for me to just let it fly. We don't give a crap, man. Like, we've seen this story and we've seen this movie over and over again. We don't care what you did, 40 freaking years ago. Like, big whoop. You bought the Cowboys. You took a sacrifice. You took a chance. Great. That's awesome. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China today? Nothing. Nothing. As far as I'm concerned, you've done absolutely nothing. I get it. They always want to sell you about them hanging around the rim, right? Which to them means, hey, we get to the playoffs or we're in the playoff race all season long. And as long as we keep having chances at it, we keep having cracks at it, eventually we'll get through and we'll break through. That sounds like luck, and luck is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy, right? We have to shore up what's wrong with our team. We have to shore up what's wrong with our defense, what's wrong with our offense. We have to give pieces around to these different coaches in order to make them successful. So Schottenheimer, great, awesome. Matt Eberflus, awesome. They are pretty much making that official today. Sorensen, special teams coordinator who was the 49ers defensive coach last year, awesome, great. But until some other philosophical changes come along, there's not going to be much any coach can do to change the direction of the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if you took Sean McVay and had, Matt LaFleur as your offensive coordinator and, freaking Robert Saleh as your defensive coordinator and, and all these other players I don't know what it would take, because I personally don't think the Dallas Cowboys are going to go out in March and give Schottenheimer a few new players to help, facilitate the roster and turn it over and make it a better roster. I don't know if they're going to go out and say, hey, we have these holes that we need to plug, pre-draft, and we're going to go spend some legit money to put some legit players in these positions. And then on top of that, if you talk about how they lost players last season plus the bad cap, well, they're losing even more this season, and the cap is even worse. Now they do have some switches that they could flip. They could turn, about $50 million of Dak Prescott's $89 million cap hit into a signing bonus and free up that $50 million in space. But then they would have to create some void years on the end of Dak's contract in order to spread out that cap hit from that money that they just freed up. So the Cowboys are kind of in a world of crap right now. Like they don't know how to manage the cap. They don't know how to hire. They don't know how to go out and spend in free agency. I mean, the best part about the team is that they know how to draft, but knowing how to draft is one piece of building a team, right? Because in the NFL, you got to think of a team as like a living, breathing entity, right? If you draft, great. You have the brain, or you have the right leg, or you have the left arm. But where's the other arm? Where are the eyes? Where's the nose? Where's the mouth? Like, we need all these things. And the Cowboys, over the course of this time, has just been stripping the team. This is about to look like when Tony Romo had Phil Costa, blocking for him, and had freaking Patrick Creighton and Lance Dunbar receiving for him. Like, it's going to be like this, and commend to Romo, because he made those teams into 8-8 teams. But Dak, he's a good quarterback, but he's a good quarterback in a different way, right? He's getting the same results. He's not winning in the playoffs. He's not bringing home any championships. So he's getting the same results as Tony Romo, but in a completely different way. He's not as dynamic at processing. Turning his back to the defense is one of his biggest weaknesses. That was one of Romo's biggest strengths. And now his biggest strength, which used to be his mobility, his ability to run, and I'm not talking about run like Lamar Jackson, but I'm just talking about the ability that when the play broke down, Dak could at least get you 5, 6, 7, 8 yards, keep you ahead of the chains, keep the chains possibly moving. That's probably going to be gone this year. Like, Dak's probably going to be closer to Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, as far as his mobility, than he is to being, what he was early on in his career. So it's a culmination of all these things, and to kind of hear the Joneses talk to us in a press conference like we're stupid and like we don't actually see what's going on. I mean, you guys are here, so you guys are more than casual football fans. But like, as a person who's like really into this, 365 days, I'm all about the Cowboys. And also as a person who's like, I love the NFL, right? So I'm watching all these other teams too. We talk about the Cowboys here because I'm a Cowboys fan and I want to come talk to other Cowboys fans. But don't get that twisted. I watch all the other teams too. I watch the Bears, I watch the Commanders, I watch the Eagles, I watch the Bills, I watch the Chiefs, I watch all these guys. I can name tons of guys on their roster. I can name their front office. I can name their starters, their backups, their practice squad players. Like, I watch the NFL. So for Jerry Jones to sit there in that press conference, and for Stephen Jones to sit there in that press conference, I really don't give Schottenheimer too much crap. I think he actually came across as pretty genuine. He came across as pretty straightforward, and I think he actually believes what he's telling us. He's trying to be honest, right? And for him, it's going to kind of suck, because maybe he is a good coach. Maybe not. I don't know. But no matter what, he's not going to get what he needs, and he's probably not going to be the one to do something that somebody else hasn't done. So he's signed for 4 more years. So we have 4 more years of this, right? We have at least 4 more years of a crock of BS. And even if we get somewhere, as in the playoffs or win a division, do any of us believe we're actually going to go somewhere once we get there? Like, once we get to the playoffs, are you actually going to, go further than the second round? Are you going to go further than the first round? I don't know. I don't think so. Hopefully, I'm hoping I'm wrong. Because I'm tired of this. And not so tired of this that I'm not going to stop watching the Cowboys. But that's what Jerry Jones is banking on. People like me. He's like, hey, no matter what, you love the Cowboys, right? You love that star on the helmet. Every Sunday you're going to be there. You're going to spend your week thinking about it. You're going to spend your time talking about it. So we have you. We don't have to put a better product on the field. We don't have to make a difference in the coaching staff. We don't have to make a difference in the talent. All we have to do is just sit back, watch the dollars roll in. All the season ticket holders are probably already going to be selling it out. That's one of the first things he's going to tell us when we get to training camp is, oh, you guys think this, but the season tickets sold out immediately. I mean, he did it last year, and it was just really like a smack in the face. And I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know when we're going to be better. So, the only thing I can think of is that I guess for those who hate the Cowboys, it's going to be a lot of entertainment over the next few years with the Cowboys just kind of finding their way through the wilderness and trying to figure out, in a desert, how to get a freaking drop of water. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think this week we'll probably get the offensive and defensive staffs officially finalized. Like, we got the big names, right? We got the special teams coordinator. We have the offensive coordinator, and we have the defense. Well, not really the offensive coordinator. We have the head coach, but he's going to be calling plays. We have the defensive coordinator. We have some rumors of some interviews. There's a guy being interviewed out of Arizona that seems like that might be a pretty decent hire because he has a very advanced run game with some of the schemes that he runs and some of the blocking schemes. He has a big variation, and he's been running a lot of variations, the most variation actually out of anybody in the league. So hopefully they hire someone like that, but all still and still, it's not going to make a difference as long as we have going on at the top what we've been having going on at the top. I just hope I'm wrong. I'm here ranting, and we can go back and look at this a year or two later and be like, you was stupid. You're going off on the Joneses, and look what they did. They put a Super Bowl champion out on the field, and I'll be the first one to be happy about that shit. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter at JMillerIYL. You can also follow me. Not also follow me. You can also hit me up at knockersonthebottom@outlook.com. Again, knockersonthebottom@outlook.com. You can also hit me up at knockersonthebottom@gmail.com. Any questions that you have, you can leave them below. I'll take them here. I'll take them via email. I'll take them via Twitter. Roll them into a mailbag. Make it a formal segment. But hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We're at 54 right now. When we get to 100, we'll do another giveaway. The last one, somebody won. They commented below, so that's nice to know. So we'll do it again, and it'll be even more. It'll be even bigger. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time, I'm your host, J Miller. J Miller, if you like. This has been Knockers on the Bottom. Peace.